Hey dudes, my name is Reyes and welcome back to another country video. Why do I keep making these country videos, some of you might ask? I want to encourage others who are thinking about moving to a different city or a different country and to help you guys with finding the necessary information. Because the world is so big and there's so many exciting places on earth that it would be a shame to spend your whole life in the same country or city. Unless you live in Vienna, because the city of Vienna has the best quality of life in Europe according to internet. So in today's video, we will find out how expensive is it to live in Vienna in Austria. Vienna is the largest and the capital city of Austria and one of the 9 states of Austria with over 1.9 million people living in it. That's as many people as in whole Latvia together at the moment. Just so you know, Austria is part of European Union and their national currency is euros. So in today's video, I'm just gonna keep it in euros, but if you want me to talk in pounds or dollars, just leave it in the comment section so that I know. Nothing really changes, the concept stayed the same. In today's video, you will find out the prices for food, rent and utilities, public transport. I will talk about salaries and taxes, and if you're still here at the end, I'll talk about leisure time activities, and I will also mention a fun or interesting fact about the city. Let's not waste any of your time and start talking about foods in Vienna. Vienna is one of Europe's gourmet capitals for both food and wine, and for you coffee snobs watching this video, you probably know that just like Rome and Paris, Vienna is a European coffee capital. I'm not much of a coffee snob, but if I ever find myself in Vienna, I would like to see what they're all about. And one of the most famous Viennese dishes apparently is the Wiener Schnitzel, which I somehow associated with Germans for some reason. Also, I never knew that Wiener sausages are named after Vienna, which kind of makes sense, but I just thought they're just called like that, and that's it. I guess you learn something new every day. I've only had the exported replicas of the Wiener Schnitzel, but look at this baby. I mean, I am vegan and I only eat salad. And for the vegans or vegetarians thinking about moving to or traveling to Vienna, it has a great selection of cafes and restaurants that will serve you beautiful vegan dishes. If you enjoy eating out, these would be your average prices. Having dinner will cost about 8 to 14 euros in inexpensive restaurants. McDonald's large meals will start from 6 to 8 euros. And if you want to drink something with your meals like beer, coffee, soft drinks, or wine, that will be about 4 euros. Groceries in stores are not necessarily the cheapest. Imagine if you're from UK, then add 50% on all prices. Ciggies will cost you 5 euros, a bottle of local beer will be about 1 euro, and the cheapest drinkable wine starts from 3 euros, and a more decent wine is about 5 euros. So 3 euros it is. But you could save some money if you buy your groceries in shops like Lidl, which Vienna has tons of, or Hofer, which is the Austrian version of Aldi. And now we're moving on to renting costs. 1 bedroom flat in Vienna city center will start from 680 euros a month, and the more fancier flats are about 1,200 euros per month, which seems pretty similar to prices in Lisbon. Living in the city center is always more convenient, but it's always a bit more pricier, so how about living outside the city center? Renting a 1 bedroom flat outside the city center of Vienna will start from 500 euros and will go up to 800 euros. Which also again seems very similar to Lisbon. But then you also have to add public transport costs, especially if you're gonna work in the city center, which is quite likely because the most jobs are in the city center. Of course, these are just average prices, but I did look into some of the apartments in Vienna city center for about 600 euros, and you can actually get really nice and fresh apartments. Also add utility costs, which range from 100 to 280 euros, which is loads, and the best possible internet will cost you about 40 euros. Also, according to Austrian TV and radio license law, all broadcasting reception equipment in use or operational in a home or office must be registered. So anyone with a functional TV or radio must pay a fee. Damn. In Vienna, the fee is 24 euros and 88 cents per month for both TV and radio, or 7 euros and 18 cents just for the radio. After all that, you also have to include that if you come to Vienna just for a visit or as a tourist, you will have to pay a tourist tax, which is 3% of your accommodation cost for the hotel or any other accommodations, but usually it is included in the prices. But that only applies to tourists and visitors and not residents. So for now it seems like the food prices are just a little bit expensive, the apartments cost similar to Lisbon, but are they also getting a lot of money? I mean, with the prices like these and saying that their life quality is so much better than other countries, they must make a lot more money, right? Well, before we start talking about money, let's quickly talk about public transport and its cost. Thankfully, the transport section of this video is not going to be hard because Vienna has a well-developed public transport network. Buses, trains, trams, and underground lines will take you almost anywhere in the city in no time at all. Vienna Public Transport Wiener Linien operates 5 underground lines, 29 tram, and 127 bus lines. On the weekends and public holidays, Vienna underground lines stay in service for passengers all night. I think it's great when a city has this one combined public transport company that works for all public transports, because that makes the traveling so much more easier. And a single ticket on any of these will cost you 240. Taxis in Vienna are reliable and relatively cheap for Western European standards. Just remember the 10% tip is expected. So we found out all the prices, but how much money can you make? Let's talk about jobs and salaries in Vienna. The average salary in Vienna is about 46,000 a year, and the most popular occupations are software engineers, software developers, programmers. Basically anyone who knows how to code will probably get a job, and their salaries vary between 36,000 and 52,000 a year. But if you know how to code, you will probably find a good paying job anywhere in the world. Most countries have a nationwide minimum wage that all workers must be paid. Austria is one of those countries where nationwide collective bargaining agreements set the minimum wages by job classifications in each industry. But that doesn't mean that they can just pay you nothing either. Austria has a government mandated minimum wage, and no worker can be paid less than this mandatory minimum rate of pay. Even though Austria's minimum wage was last changed in 2015, 1,200 euros per month is the accepted unofficial minimum wage per month. And in comparison to, let's say, Scotland, Austria's minimum wage is closer to Glasgow's average salary, or in comparison to Latvia, that's like upper middle class salary. So the expensive prices kind of level out. And the future isn't looking that bad either. The social partners have agreed on a monthly gross minimum wage of 1,500 euros per month on all sectors to be implemented nationally by 2020. So where's my ticket to Vienna? And if you're still here, let's talk about leisure time activities. Your typical gym will cost you about 30 euros per month, or if you want to save some money, just work out at home or in the park. Cinema tickets are from 9 to 12 euros per person, or in the age of social anxiety, completely free. Why don't you just sit at home, download the movies from online legally, and just watch them on your laptop. Vienna is a very beautiful city, and for architecture nerds just like me, it's definitely worth experiencing. It has a great mixture of old beautiful streets and buildings and new modern glass skyscrapers that fit all together in this historic yet modern and developed city. And to combine the leisure time activities and the fun fact of today, don't forget to visit Sigmund Freud's museum and university. Yes, Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, lived in Vienna, and I know people have mixed feelings about him, but I still think it would be very interesting to see his museum and the private university of Sigmund Freud, because the building itself looked really impressive. That's it for today's video. If you think that some of the information is incorrect, correct me in the comment section, and now tell me, would you be interested to moving to Vienna or Austria or not? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it useful, leave a like, and if you want to see more of these country videos, I'll leave a playlist right here. And if you want to see more of my videos in the future, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!